Well, welcome everybody to this week's edition of Metaworld News. This week we are bringing you the highlights for the week ending the 16th of August 2020. Yes, it did finally get here, as most weeks still do.
Mm,
Plodding along,
right, right.
the weeks still go by, indeed they do. Right, well, the news we bring you here is all about immersive worlds, virtual reality, 3D, all that sort of stuff. You can find me on Twitter. Well, first of all, I will explain that I'm known as Mal Burns, MAL, one word, BURNS, surname. But on Twitter, I'm squashed. So you go to twitter.com/. Mal Burns, MALBURNS, all one word. And there's an additional feed there for this program, which is twitter.com/. Metaworld News. Now, I'm giving you those because by and large, the stuff I post on those links, on those feeds, sorry, are actually links to the latest things I'm finding around and about. Uh, Probably considerably more than we actually feature on this show, but nevertheless, if you want to catch up on something on the show and you missed the link when I read it out, then that's the place to go to yeah, find what it is. MetaWorld News' feed deals with social worlds, spaces on the web more than anything else, whereas my Malbone's feed is very generally focused on overview of the 3D web. Right, so as I said, I'm Mal Burns. I'm also joined here by James Atloud. Welcome, James.
Well, thank you, Mal. I'm glad to be here. Enjoy doing the show every week.
Yes, indeed. You'll be hearing from James a little bit, I'm sure, but the main thing is that behind the scenes, this wonderful man is twiddling knobs and
Mm,
other things that you can't see on this in this particular set because we've got a rather boring desk. But if we were in one of our other sets, you'd actually see his screens and knobs because he's changing all the video feeds and stuff as we are live. And one of those changes he makes is to show you my desktop. So I'm looking at my desktop and reading out the links and sort of talking about them at the same time, and he's able to show you those, um, um, which is why you don't necessarily need the links. Or I'll be reading them out anyway. I'm not getting off track and going down the rabbit
right.
hole. Don't get off off looking for a rabbit hole already. That really won't do, will it?
No,
Okay.
no.
So, I've given you the date, I've given you the show, I've introduced ourselves. I think the only thing left to do is to get on with
The
the
feed,
news, as it
yes.
were.
Yep.
Yeah. So, at the moment, we've just got a thing saying on air, and that night magic, click, it's gone, and I'm down to our first link. Now, this link is from Monday, August the 10th. So I'm working, generally speaking, I'm working from the beginning of the week up to date this week, as opposed to some weeks where it somehow ends up upside down. And I've got to check the sidebar here to actually make sure I've got the links for you. And I have indeed. Right, okay, so The Ghost Howls, right, is the name of the blog here. That's its actual name. But it's the first stop every Monday morning, basically, is the XR Week Peak, which is around up from their point of view of everything that's been happening during the week. So it's a day after this show, basically, but it's got a wider, different sort of brief from what we have. You will find this, the Ghost Howls, at scarredghost.com. That's SKARREDGHOST.com. And yeah, just remember the K there, really, I guess. And yeah, it's there every week, and jolly good site it is too. Scrolling down there, you'll notice they're talking about Valve Index, Oculus Quest, um, market shares, and stuff like that. Hitman Trilogy, they cover games and things that are virtuality based. Um, Rest in peace, Oculus Go. That's not news, but the SDK being um, retired is basically. Um, a band called The Weekend had a very successful concert on a platform called TikTok. TikTok. Yes, Well, I've heard of that
Where have you
somewhere
heard of
actually.
that?
I'm not quite sure where isn't it that irritating noisy thing on the White House wall in the Oval Office? It's on the wall, isn't it? And it goes tick tock tick tock, and the president gets very pissed off, so he wants it thrown out. He wants it thrown right out of the states, I gather.
Sure.
Really, really.
There's an interpretation I've not heard before.
Oh no, yes, well, yes, I was going to do a cartoon of that theme. Anyway, yes, Adobe XD prototyping XR interfaces, HP Reverb G2, whatever, Game Lodge aims at being the Roblox of VR, principles of UX in VR, well, etc. You can see all this. So if you go to scarghost.com, if any of these particular things on this list are your thing, you simply read the highlights and then click on more info and you will get there. There's one we covered last week, actually, a VR maker who's building shoes so you can walk in VR.
Hmm.
Anyway, moving on from that, I don't try and resume all that because there's so much of it. And we come to another Monday morning post. This one's at no proscenium. I think it's how I'm supposed to, or proscenium. NOPROSCENIUM.com. And again, this is another roundup post. Everything immersive this week. This, by the way, it is no proscenium is the site. You can tell from the logo at the top there, it's a medium site, but it's not behind their paywall, so you won't have any problems with that. A week of big moves from some big players, and it then um, it then goes down a whole load of things. If you're actually looking for VR experiences and things, I don't mean actual immersive spaces like virtual worlds per se, but various things on the web or whatever, then this is quite a good place to, find a sound walk in a cemetery, for example, and something about Denver. You get the idea. And yeah, so it gives you a kind of roundup and then a few reviews and everything like that. So different kind of weekly roundup you'll get there. So as I said, that's a no proscenium as is written there, but the two words squashed together. .com. Putting that one away and moving to an actual piece here. Right, this site is, let me see, it's called for papers for a special issue on real VR at the IEEE Computer Society. Not much to say about this. It is simply a call for papers, but I've got it here in case any of you are into writing papers and stuff and would otherwise have missed this. Oopsie daisy, what have I just done?
Hmm.
Sorry about that. I have too many every movements at my screen
That's
corners.
right.
Right,
That's right.
screen corners, and everything goes berserk for you, not for me. Right, yeah. So there's not much here. It just tells you a bit about the journal and the call. For papers. So if you're interested, you want to go to computer.org. Computer, as in you know what, and .org. Yes, indeed. And then slash digital library, I think, but computer.org should actually get you to where you need to be there. So, brief one there. Okay, moving on to. Ah, no, that one I haven't loaded. We don't need it. Right, vrfocus.com. So it's vrfocus.com. And this is news about a multiplayer engine, i.e., it's a game engine, but obviously a lot of worlds, base themselves on game engines, even if they not aren't actually games. Peter Graham reporting here. Accelerate, accelerate, to, to, Accelerate XR, I guess must be how you do it, unveils a virtual system to scale social features. So, yeah, pretty picture to go with it, of course. And there are many ways you can create video games with multitude of game engines available, but when it comes to big online multiplayer worlds, some are easier to use than others, which is why Accelerate XR was launched last year. and they've now announced their latest feature, the virtual world system. Now, I suspect any hopes one has of this creating any great interoperability is probably a wild goose chase. Um, but let's see, designed to help small indie studios build social experiences, the virtual world system is able to scale in real time, going from 4 people in a party to 40 players about to embark on an adventure, all the way up to tens of thousands of people gathering for a virtual concert. Um, now, they talk about duplication, and we call, oh yeah, there it is, called shards. Basically, the idea is after something has too many people in it, they simply create a copy and they stick the next lot of people in the copy, and so on and so forth. So if they can get 50 people into a simulation, then if they've got 4 copies online, they can do 200 people, and if they've got 40 copies online, they can have 2,000 people. But it's not as much fun as it sounds because, particularly when they're advertising things for performances and whatever, you've got to remember that the actual stage, virtual or not, for a performance is really only on one of those shards. A duplicate might be able to mimic it and sort of try and show you the same thing, but only one of the simulations will ever be actually truly live. Um, Here in Sansar, there were examples of that. For example, a few weeks ago when they did the Glastonbury event, for example, there were far too many people at some of parts of that event for them all to be all to be in a single simulator in the same place and time. But they fooled the eye by replicating the stage and, sort of creating a new shard once they had enough people in one area. It's a way of doing it, and it works. And it's going to be a long time before we have the bandwidth and stuff to actually have virtual events with 2,000 people live in the same space. And the only economy there that can really be made is to turn off voice, which is very advisable if you've got 2,000 people in the same space. But that's some thought I had there, yes, but I don't think turning off voice is a great economy. Anyway, this is all very interesting. So the virtual world system. Um, it has platform capabilities, and it's able to connect multiple players across console, mobile, PC, and VR devices. Its SDK, software development kit, also integrates with existing engines like Unity and the Unreal Engine. So, really, this is a behind the scenes thing if you're thinking of organizing big events online, or small events too, I suppose. Um, no, although it's cross-platform and can be used just about anywhere, it doesn't give you a great whether you actually have to have a custom viewer on each of those platforms. I'm not quite sure, but anyway, that is the news. Multiplayer engine accelerator. And did I give you the link to that? Yes, vrfocus.com is the link. Moving on. Right, we now have avinteractive.com. This is AVINTERACTIVE. And the post is technological advances that will take immersive virtual experiences to the next level. Um, Editorial here, really, their idea of what the advances might be. Um, it's more of an interview here, or this author Khaled Zatara, I guess. He's the co-founder of 360 VUZ, and he's outlining some of the technologies involved. 60 degrees of freedom, wearables, eye tracking, obstacles to overcome, etc., etc. So a bit of a read there, as it were. You'll find this, as I said, at avinteractive.com. So that's it's all one word there, AV, then the word interactive.com. All right, moving up on my sidebar here because I'm running out of space for the links, am I not? Let's put that one away and move on to this one, which is okay. News of the Burning Man festival, basically, which of course is not happening on the normal player in the desert this year. It's happening virtually. There's going to be stuff all over the place. I have to add here, uh, um, Black Rock City and burn week. A lot of this is happening in. Oh, I was going to say no proscenium again. Um, oh, which world is it? He's forgotten. August 30th, December the 6th. So it's actually getting quite close. And 8 universes are the number of places it's happening, basically. Um, where the blooming Pelonco. Right. All the links, by the way, are going to be on this site. I'm quickly loading it. Forgive the white space. This is Kindling. This is their actual site for giving you the links. um, Temple 2020, Multiverse, share your virtual events, um, ethereal. Yeah. Um, as you can see, there's the various links to the various the simulations of the various parts of it. Um, I'm really stupid. I've forgotten the name of the virtual world most of this is happening in.
Oh,
Um, right. We'll remember as as we go along. This is yeah. It's Black Rock City Unity designers they're looking for. Um, Okay, well, anyway, if you go to this site that we're on now, actually, it's probably a good idea. You can follow all these links to see what's been set up in various places. Um, so this was Kindling, I believe it was. Let me go back just to make sure I've got the name. Um, Not very helpful here, are we? All right. Um, oh, Oh God, I've gone and lost the typical, typical. Okay, never mind. I will search that one out for you a bit later. Maybe James can remind me at the end. Find out where the Burning Man is.
all right.
But that site is called Kindling, which contains the links to. Um, um, that's the site you will be going to at the event to choose where you want to go to next, so to speak. Right. Let me virtual world. Oh, right. No, that's not what I want. What I want here. Right. Sorry, my sidebar's gone playing around again. All right. I don't know whether I'm going up or down here. It's very confusing. My sidebar. Sorry. Right. Let me. That's my fault entirely for clicking away from what I need. Um, Okay, we're moving up. Here we are. Right. So as you can see on screen, this one's got Knox Labs enters the VR office space with knock knock.
Oh,
Yes, well, exactly. The link you want for this one is again vrfocus.com. So it's vrfocus.com, and they will tell you all about it. Um, It looks reasonable. Bearing in mind it's meant to be a virtual office and nothing sort of more elaborate, then I guess it's okay. As you can probably tell, I'm not going to actually launch that video, but it's the avatars here cease to exist below the waist. Which is probably good news for the censors, but I mean, it's not very good news for anybody else, in my opinion. I guess it's probably whether it's built on another platform and whether this is a brand, or whether this is actually something wholly integrated, from scratch. It's actually not very easy. I mean, it looks like your traditional VR chat or what's the Microsoft thing? Um,
alt space.
anyway, yes, old space. That's it. Yeah. Anyway, if you want to find out more about this, I mean, particularly if you're actually trying to create something for an office in VR as opposed to a more general thing, this be a virtual space. that you can do. And yep, expecto patronum is what is necessary in the productivity space. Says their chief scientist. So they employ scientists, so they probably know what they're doing. Or maybe not. Who knows? Anyway, I'll move on from that one. Um, oh, right. Right, I'm back. Okay, James doesn't need to remind me. Somehow I've gotten back to where we were.
Okay. Yep.
Pack your virtual player gear, get ready to burn in the metaverse. This is, again, the Burning Man thing. And what did I want to do? Sparkleverse. Here we are, Kindling's multiverse page. So it's Kindling. That's all you need. Well, let me mouse over. I can probably okay. The full address actually is Kindling Burning Man All Multiverse. So www if you want it dot Kindling Kindling dot then Burning Man or one word .org, and then you can hit slash metaverse. Although you don't necessarily need the slash metaverse because it's the Kindling site anyway that you'll be going to there. And yeah, all I've now got introducing the Sparkleverse. Oh, I found a link that we got a video here that I haven't seen. So, okay, well, it reminds me a bit of John Cleese. Nice British voice there, but yes, that's obviously just somebody talking about various things they're doing there. As you probably know, Burning Man is a very unique experience. Oh, there's a lot more videos here than I've checked out myself, but I'm not going to do them live on air because that would spoil the fun for you, wouldn't it? Um, and anyway, it'd be a rabbit hole for me. Let me. Okay. Okay. So let's come back up here. Right. This the link you need for this site that I'm reading now is journal. That's journal dot burningman dot org. And as you can see, you can probably spend quite a lot of time investigating this one because they've got so many actual links on the page about behind the scenes and what's actually happening. Remember that this is 30th of, it's 2 weekends away, isn't it, from now? If you're into virtual worlds and stuff, I should warn you that a fortnight today is also, well, fortnight today and Saturday in 2 weeks' time. It's also the Open Sim Fest. So that lasts for 2 days in Open Sim too, and I'll mention that a little bit later as well. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's I diddle and dawdle on the Burning Man. Um, there are lots of comments about this during the week. A company called Varja have raised 54 million to bring VR with human eye resolution to more industries. Vajra have been around a while for a bit, but apparently they're doing more. They've been around since 2016, by the look of it. They offer high resolution VR and XR headsets that promise to be clarity compatible to the human eye, which is becoming a prerequisite for a range of industrial applications such as flight simulations, where you need to be the ability to read fine details on screens within the virtual world. Levels of detail may not be required in consumer VR headsets, etc., etc. So it's like coming in world here and look at the small print on the screen beside us and then trying to actually read it.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you can read it in our case because we're very good. We've got it quite big there for you to see. But I frequently, been sitting in an audience at a virtual world event on Open Simulator or something, and people have just loaded a slide or something into the viewer, and it doesn't matter how big the screen is relative to the audience. If the slide has got a lot more information on it, then it just doesn't draw even on a giant screen at the right resolution you're going to need. So you'll see an avatar talking about the slide behind them and telling you this, that, and the other, and you can't read it for the life of you. it's or at least with some degree of struggle. So it's basically people who are trying to get too much onto their slides. They're used to putting things on the web where people can zoom in and read. A lot easier. Anyway, I'm diverging there again, aren't I? So this one's all about Varjo and the here we are. This is venturebeat.com we're at actually. So that's venturebeat.com. And yeah, you'd be more about this one there. All right, moving on a little bit more. Find the link to this. Oh, right, this is Road to VR. Which is roadtovr.com, in fact, roadtovr.com. And well, the sad news this week is that Mozilla, who make Firefox and all sorts of wonderful things, are due to the virus and recession and everything else, they've been laying off a whole load of people this week. The good news, if you can consider it that, is that the Mozilla hubs isn't well, obviously affected by these layoffs. Their XR general team, as it were, there been some major layoffs, and they're actually shutting down the main XR team. But as it says in the headline there, hubs will continue. Um, so good news and bad, if you see what I mean. Overall, bad news, but good news for Mozilla hubs, which a lot of people, well, including James here, use quite
Yeah,
frequently, don't you?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
It's easy to get
so,
into.
yeah. So yeah, you'd have been in a pickle if they'd dropped out,
Right, right.
wouldn't you? So yes, this is good. Basically, hubs and spoke by extension may turn out to be the only ones of the bunch that will actually survive Moses XRT trimming. The layoff includes 250 of the thousand or so employers working in that sector at the moment. So, shame there. There's been a lot of posts during the week. Yeah, this was Tuesday or something, I believe. Sort of that. Actually, Twitter accounts and sites set up for the laid off Mozillaites. Giving them providing clues for well, just for people that have been laid off, basically, to get together and follow new leads. So nice to see the community moving in there. Right, okay, let me move on to our next piece. And oh, yeah, now this is a really odd one. Uh, the link I've got up is events dot great dot gov dot uk
Hmm.
slash ehome slash index. Right, it's weird. Events is obvious. Dot great, as is in Great Britain, although why they've got that in it, I don't know. And then .gov.uk is the UK government site. It looks like they're looking for people to join their trade mission to a VR AR Global Summit conference and expo, which is going to be in San Francisco between the first virtual immersive trade mission between the 16th and 18th of September. Now, forgive me for saying, but that seems awfully close for a real world event in the work coronavirus world. Um, exactly what the UK government think they're doing, rounding up people to take them to San Francisco in the middle of a coronavirus. I don't know. Um, but last time they had the summit there were 11,000 attendees, 250 speakers and exhibitors, etc., etc. Um, I don't know what DIT. That's not no DTI is Department of Trade and Industry. Um, of course, they want you to pay. Although I hope that includes travel. Yeah, I really don't know what's happening there, but it's Department for International Trade here in the UK. Um, even if I was in a position and working and wanted to go on a thing like that, I would not be tempted to this year, that's for sure. So, but we know what our government's like. They probably haven't. Maybe this department hasn't woken up to a virus yet. Right. Anyway, I shall leave that be. Events.great.gov.uk. And moving on to this is sciencedirect.com. SCIENCEDIRECT, Science Direct, for one word, then .com. And this is basically a paper, and it's just a summary of it. Investigating the effect of pre training when learning through immersive virtual reality and video. A media and methods experiment. Yeah, I love it, don't you?
Hmm.
Anyway, there's the highlights and there's the abstract and then keywords and then an introduction. And you really have to be into this kind of thing, to want to go there and read all this. Plenty of citations and stuff involved, so if you like going in deep, um, you know, uh, I think there's actually probably enough in that particular article to occupy you for a couple of weeks without going to any other, just following the links inside it. But, I'm sure there's some of you out there that would like to investigate the effect of pre training when learning through immersive virtual reality and video, to quote them.
Sounds necessary to me.
It does indeed. Okay, so the place you want to go there is sciencedirect.com. Backslash science is probably gets you closer to the thing. But as I've been saying all along, if you want to follow any of these links, and especially the longer ones, just go to my feed at twitter.com/malburns, and you will find the relevant links there that would click you straight through to the relevant articles, as it were. Okay, put that one away. Up and coming webinar on the future of XR and virtual production. This is more of a broadcast thing. In Well, it's also virtual too. It's a panel discussion exploring how virtual production is helping streamline traditional workflows from film and television production. And it's happening on Monday, the 24th of August, and it's an hour. It's from 4:30 in the afternoon to 5:30 British summer time, and you have to. It's free, but you do have to sign up to get to it, which you do by clicking on the relevant link here. So the link you want for this article is immerseuk.org/resources. So immerseuk.org and then /resources, and you'll be close to what you need there. Or my Twitter feed, of course. Now, next up, we have a fairly familiar site. Couple of things this week, although
Ah,
the other links are actually in our Metaworld news section. Um, does your VR training really work? I don't know who Albert Liu is. He's not Maria, and he's not David. But he's obviously somebody you can go in there and post. So it's this one is certainly geared to training using virtual reality and stuff. Nothing to do with the hypergrid per se mentioned in the title here. Um, VR makes learning from PowerPoint slides and videos look outdated by comparison. Gosh golly! Yes, well, who knew? Who knew? Such yeah, such remarks are typical of this. There's quite a lot here to read, so if you are interested in using virtual reality per se, rather than specific social worlds, for training, then there might be a lot to pick up from this piece. The link you want for this is hypergridbusiness.com. So HYPERGRIDBUSINESS. Although actually you can see that for yourself, can't you? In big letters, far too
right,
big
right.
letters, really big letters
Hmm.
actually. Okay, so I didn't need to read that out, did I? But it's still fun to do so. Well, it's not really. It's hard work. Right. Okay. Let's move on here. Muse Simulation Theory VR concert experience coming exclusively to Oculus Quest. Oculus Quest, of course, is one of the headsets that is produced by an offshoot of the Fastbook. Um, Stage Incorporated, creators of the virtual entertainment app Stageverse, are working with a rock band called Muse. I think they're quite good. I've heard of them. I think I've seen them recorded, not live. Anyway, they had a 19 album, which was Simulation Theory, and they had a tour to go with it, but it's now moved to having to move to virtual reality. A new experience developed for mobile devices and VR. It'd be launching on Apple's iOS system and Android through the Stageverse app, and it will launch for VR itself exclusively on Oculus Quest later in the year. Um, there you go. Let's have a look at that briefly. Um, the link you want here for that article, not the video, but the article, is uploadvr.com. Right, and here we go. We're just looking at a bit of this booth. Where's it? Oh, there's the stage. Right. Not bad. That looks like it's fairly worthy. Okay, so read more about that by going to uploadvr.com, and I'm sure you'll see it in the resume at the side. That was near the beginning of the week. As I said, I've been moving. No, no, later. No. Which way am I going this week? Yes, sorry. August the 14th. Actually, that's only a couple of days ago that was posted. Anyway, so that's at uploadvr.com. Right. At least one post this week. I forget whether there's more than this. I think there might have been two, but voicesofvr.com. Our our favourite in-depth podcast. I mean, he does so many and really wide-ranging. Actually, out of the VR field some of the time, but this one is in with medical VR and insights into the ethics of experiential design with a chap called Howard Rose. Um, who is there? He's been working in medical VR for over 20 years. Um, so presumably he knows what he's doing.
Hmm.
And anyway, there's a roundup there, of course, but more importantly, you can click there to actually listen to it. You'll also find Voices of VR available on an awful lot of, in podcast players. You can look it up and find it and subscribe to it there. So if you want this direct link, however, simply go to voicesofvr.com. That's VOICESOFVR.com and click away. Right. This is interesting. What if I? Okay. I'm lost again. Here we are. Right. Immersive learning news. Right. IMMERSIVELEARNING.news. And this piece of news, 14th of August again. Immersive's virtual enterprise platform opens its doors to companies worldwide. Um, they've been working the virtual enterprise platform, immersive effort, whatever. It's been going for 6 years, and they've been working with BP, Shell, GE Healthcare, and oh my God, Facebook, right, for the last 3 years, and they're now opening up to other people. So if you want to be in the company of um, a company that works with Facebook, I better shut up, aren't I? Right, you can check this out. Um, don't know exactly what they're doing. They're a major accelerator in the commercial adoption of VR technology with others in the field, including Elevate XR and Body Swaps. That's a new one on me. Anyway, there's some links at the bottom, but I'm not going to follow them now because this is not particularly exciting news. It's just rudimentary stuff. If you're working in the enterprise, though, that may well be of interest to you. Right. Okay, so August the 9th, we're almost here now. We're back to the same site. Away my pop-ups really. Right, sorry, naughty me there. We're back at No Proscenium again, which is NOPROSCENIUM, all one word, .com. And yeah, they've got another roundup, everything immersive this week. Now, if you were looking, you'll have noticed that there was an almost identical post near the beginning of this show, which was last week's, because it seems that this week's came today, and
Hmm.
last week's would have come on the Monday. So we sort of got two editions of the same thing happening here. Anyway, they've got more uh, links and things of games and experiences you can click on and go there. Right, and then finally, or well, finally in this piece anyway, we're over at Forbes .com. Um, yeah, FORBES.com. That's an easy one, isn't it?
Yep.
The week in XR, Epic Apple lawsuit, Vajra VR Series C, US Navy picks PGC, whatever that is. This is Charlie Fink's regular weekly roundup at Forbes. And yeah, through click throughs to videos and stuff like that. I don't know what PTC. I don't know who PTC are, and it's not very without clicking on through onto other links. I can't really tell you much. Mozilla layoffs, yeah. I mean, some news I've covered here already. Other more specific VR news here. Um, yeah, break room immersive events. Do I know break room? Oh, of course, this is Science Base. Um, Okay, they keep they keep unveiling the same thing over at Science Base. Actually, I did go to a launch of Break Room with Hamlet Orr from New World Notes and some others. Um, it's good. It's good. It's like the normal Science Space interface, but a little bit more, for focus on events rather than builds. If you see what I mean, so you can load you can have like a Zoom-like conference with webcams. Yeah, actually, in the virtual world, you just have so many screens up, for all the participants, and then they can talk as real people to assorted avatars, or vice versa. It's quite fun, quite fun. Anyway, this is a roundup anyway, as I say, from Charlie Fink at Forbes.com. Okay. So, what shall we do next? What should we do next? Well, I need to leave something open on the screen, so it might as well be that. I'm gonna move to Metaworld News' feed, and we'll work again from the most recent one down. And oh dear me, um, sorry, oh, I was sneezing live on air. Yeah, I got coughing, sneezing. Hang on.
Okay.
You better mute me, James.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I think that's it. They always come in threes. These things, don't
Sure,
they?
sure. Right.
Well, should know better than after the first one. Okay. Yeah. So we looked at that already, haven't we? Right. Let's fire up. We're back on Hypergrid Business here to start with, and here we are. Craft. This is referring to Craft Grid. David Karuk is reporting here. Apparently, Craft Grid has seen, which is actually one of the better grids. Actually, I mean, it's not never top of the chart, so to speak, but it's never at the bottom either. It's a sort of just a steady kind of thing. We held a conference there a couple of years ago as well. It's seen a 25% increase in educational builds and events due to the coronavirus. God, I should be able to pronounce that by now, shouldn't I? Picture there of the Orla school region. Um, which looks quite extensive there. There's Raphael, the owner of the grid, talking, and yeah, quite heavily illustrated this article, basically showing the various builds on craft grid that go with this. If you want to follow more about this, go to hypergridbusiness.com. If you want the links for this section, you're no longer going to Malbones, you're going to Metaworld News. So twitter.com/Metaworld News. And I'm going to leave that one open behind us because that was clever, wasn't it? Never mind, never mind. Okay, another hypergrid business link here coming up, which is hypergridbusiness.com yet again. Both of these I've got here as basically came up today. OS Grid, which is another region in OpenSim, on the hypergrid, they've been cleaning up their map and stuff like that, leading to OpenSim land losses. It's very hard to identify what are actually losses and what's actually catch up here. OS Grid actually contains a lot of mini grids that are actually hosted by individuals or small companies and things like that. And because of the way Open OS Grid works, I mean, sometimes you'll have something that disappears, and it's never fully realised they're gone until the OS Grid actually gets around to cleaning up its map, i.e., wiping out those things that don't exist anymore. So basically, that's what's happened here. Dan Banner and Co have actually done uh, any map reservations that haven't been used since 2019 were actually removed. Dan Banner told Hypergrid Business. So basically, anything that was inactive um, has actually gone. Um, these grids do not count Outworld String Grid. Oh, sorry, that is actually to do with OpenSim closures all over the place. As usual, a list of the uh, top five. No, sorry, top 15. What's this? It goes to 1 to 9, then starts at 0 again. I think I think their numbering's gone a bit wrong here, but you can probably get that must be 25 is where it says 5 again. Anyway, lots of stats there. Third rock grid information. Craft World more on the education front. Sci-fi events in Furry World, eh? I didn't know. That's a new one on me. Furry World is not listed in my Discord channel, so I should probably have to investigate that. I have a couple of new grids that I put into Discord this week. If they write to me and say, "Can I include them?" I include them. If they don't bother write to me and I've never heard of them, I can't include them, can I? So there you go. Right. Okay. So that's hypergridbusiness.com yet again. Right, now the next one here is actually a YouTube link. This is a chap called Kay Aker, and they made a simulation of the sinking of the Titanic at a region called Pathalassa in OpenSim. I don't know whether it's going to tell me anything more than that. This is actually a 7-minute video, so there's no way I'm going to play it all. But there's your Titanic, and as the movie goes on, it's going to it's going to sink. This is posted by a chap called Reg Jones. It's a familiar name in OpenSim. So if you're at YouTube, you can look up Reg Jones. He's got 43 subscribers there. Right. Um, this is a Hamlet Org, New World Notes, which is nwn.blogs.com. Hamlet includes quite a few things these days that aren't strictly Second Life, although he's better known as a Second Life blogger. Um, this is just what he calls a cool project, which it is. A light show in a virtual club synced to a light show in a real live club. They link up the lighting system from a real life venue. It's actually the DNA Lounge in San Francisco. To a lighting system in the virtual world, and controlling lights in a WebXR nightclub using Charmos's magic cue. Um, there's a bit of background information if you want to follow on up. This is WebXR basically is a virtual world that is on the web. So if we actually go to this world, it's actually on the web. Oh, I remember this song. Basically, these lights you're seeing here. This is the website on the or the virtual world on the web, but the lights being controlled are actually in the real world. So it's a professional lighting control suite. Lets us configure a full digital twin of a real life nightclub where the light show running in the virtual world is driven by the same controller and thus synced. I guess that's the real world. I don't know about. Yeah, that's presumably the controller. Anyway,
Okay.
who were they? That was the Buggles, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah,
They
that was the
did
first
video.
music video on MTV.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Video killed the radio star. Yeah, well,
Right,
they couldn't
right.
help. They couldn't help. They had to
Right.
be really,
We
didn't
kind
they?
of had to, right?
I actually have a film of that. They reformed. Even got the original singer from that. Well, there's an extended band, and they reformed for I think it was Prince Charles or something. It was
Oh,
just a
okay.
one-off. But it's a great little video.
Mm-hmm.
It went on a bit,
It
because they
did.
had that song and they had something else, and I got the impression they came on stage and they did two numbers, but they extended the numbers. So a bit epical.
Right,
But
right.
anyway. So yeah, that's at New World Notes, Hamnador's site. So you'll find that at nwn.blogs.com. And here we are back on Hypergood Business again. Well, this is unfortunately out of date now. This is Maria talking, but it was a film festival that was held in VR on this past Friday. A company called Discover Film, um, and they held it in VR chat. Um, a few comments on this since, and in fact, I seem to remember posting a video of this too, and they actually got back to me to, retweet the video, so to speak, sort of, we liked our video on your Twitter feed, kind of nonsense. Right, let's move on actually.
Oh,
Upload
okay.
VR again. Um, oh yeah, this will be the last one for Metaworld News this week. VR Chat launches an updated 3.0 avatar system, increasing customization. This was on the border of news last week, actually. Um, it's I really can't comment on this. It's not the avatars aren't fully fleshed out in the sense that I like them. Um, It swings and roundabouts. I actually find that, I mean, there is more to them now, but they also look incredibly more amateur, in my opinion. Um, the worst thing apparently is that VR chat users have had no choice but to move to the new Avatar 3.0 format. In other words, people have got older avatars there that no longer work, I gather. Um, so some people think the augmented avatars and their abilities are a good thing here, but other people really don't like them at all and wish they could go back to the old ones. Basically, the big change is that almost everything is now customizable. Um, but you have full creative control of how your avatar behaves in many situations. That doesn't appear. You may be able to control how it behaves, but you don't really have what I consider a good choice on how it looks. But there we go. Um, so, yes, for folks in VR chat, you can find out more about this one at uploadvr.com. So that is that. Now, let me go back here. This is where we started earlier on. Um, as I mentioned, 28th to 30th of August, there's the actual dates. A fortnight from now, we have the Open Sim Festival for 2020. They actually have their own grid called Open Sim Fest, I believe, and they have their own Discord channel, which can give you a bit more information on that as needed. Um, Oculus social VR app Venues has got an overhaul in preparation for Facebook Horizon. People are thinking that Facebook are going to merge their venues with the Horizon app and are therefore overhauling the look of it all. As you can see, it still looks considerably cartoony. And from what I can tell, there we've got well, obviously Facebook isn't going to show anything below the waist, is it? Right. Yeah, slightly lacking there. Right. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Where's my? Oh, sorry. Actually, that seems to be it. That seems to be it. That's it for the picture post this week. So let's put that away. And okay, now the next ones we're doing on the fly. I don't actually have links for you. These are actually things in my sort of interest section over in Slack. Um, let's see. Tuesday, 11th of August. Yeah, that's this week, isn't it? Right. Yeah, a new edition of a, a video show we've been mentioning quite a bit called Deep Down Divers VR. This is number 5, and the guest in this one is somebody called Lucas Risotto. Nothing to do with the tasty Italian dish. Um, Luis Risotto is an immersive experience designer and futurist. He's developed several projects ranging from real world events to full blown virtuality experiences that push the boundaries of digital interaction. And there we go. That Somnium Space. That was what I was trying to think of earlier when I was
Mm.
talking about the place where there's going to be quite a lot of the Burning Man. This is also recorded in Somnium Space, and the interviewer here is the CEO, I believe, of Somnium Space. Yeah. This is just over an hour long, so it's a nice little interview. Um, as you can see, it's been filmed to a certain extent inside a VR headset. I don't quite know how they do that, but yeah. Once it starts, like now, they're just going to sit there, and they've got that same animation in the background, which looks very odd. Okay, I'm closing that. Oh, sorry. I know what. Right, if you want to watch this, you can follow the. I haven't got a link up that you can follow, so you will need to go to YouTube and go to this site here, Deep Town Divers VR, and go to that account, and then you'll find they've had they're on 5. It's been one a week so far, and this was published on 11th of August. Right, so folks, I cannot play all that for you. Got our own show to do here. Right, okay. Now they actually had to take a week off last week. I forget what for some reason or other, but they were back this week.
Oh yeah.
Right, he's noisy. I can't talk over him. Yeah, James said, "Oh, yes, because James is very fond of the show, aren't you?"
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, they're talking about HGC's Pivot, Walking Dead Onslaught, Mozilla, WebXR's future, because obviously this was recorded after the layoffs. Yeah, so very good show here. This is like the website. You just need to go to Upload VR. Well, you can get it from Upload VR, I think, anyway. But rather, you go to YouTube and then you look up the account, Upload VR, and there you go. This is an hour and 15 minutes. So all these are pretty. The reason I have them separate is that they're all rather meaty sort of things, as it were. Um, yeah, that was odd. Here in Sansar, there's been a thing called Stereo Wave Music Festival happening, and both times I've logged in today and yesterday, I haven't been able to find it, so I can't tell you any more about that. It may have been a hidden venue that you had to register for. That
Mm.
can actually happen
Hmm.
in Sansar here. Right, okay. So that was Okay, two more here. Right. I mentioned Discover Film. This is the film that was things that are happening on Friday. Right. This is an episode of something called Virtually Speaking. There used to be another video thing in Second Life called Virtually Speaking. I don't think it's been going for years. This is called In Lockdown Part 1. Apparently, there's going to be five other episodes of. Oh, sorry, episode 1 of 11. Maybe there's even more than five. Okay, this one. Oh, no, that's not right, is it? What's going on here? I'm ready to just be me, 'cause here I accept my troubles free. Come tell me oh, I know what may have happened. Um,
Like it just seems like overnight, so many stores and restaurants or whatever, all that stuff just closed down instantly. It seemed like, and it was just like of course, panic from people trying to buy
oh,
toilet
well, we
paper
don't
and
seem to have a
cleaning
picture
supplies
on
and
this,
stuff
so
like
I
that.
assure you there is one.
Like the first week after everything,
Um,
it was kind of a mess. It was kind of
yeah, I don't know where it's gone.
strange. And
I know there is a picture.
looks like a
uh,
display layer issue.
yeah,
Screen leap is capturing beneath the video or something.
yeah. Okay, well, we'll pause that. Okay, I think this is about an hour, but filmed entirely in virtual reality, a cast of colourful characters talk their way through their avatars and discuss life during lockdown. It's an original from Discover Film. Fans of Gogglebox rather, will like it. And here we are, show more. Oh. Okay, well, apparently it is the first of a series. Um, the rest of which will be coming soon. Um, right now, okay. Um, this is not a Vimeo and it's not at YouTube. It's actually I'm going to have to find it for you here. Right. If you want to watch this, you need to go to Best Short Films. That's all one word. Best Short Films dot discover dot film. And then to make it easier, you can then go to slash latest releases, and there's a dash between the word latest and releases. And you need to look for something called Virtually Speaking. Um, why it played for me the other day and is not playing for me now, I have no idea whatsoever. But apparently it's not, and it's nothing to do with dark mode or light mode because I just fiddle with it.
It's
um,
fate. It's
and
fate.
and I don't. I'm sure it's not behind a firewall either because the company Discover Films actually retweeted my tweet because I tweeted them. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on here at all. In fact, I'm a wee bit I really have no idea whatsoever. It's nothing to do with our screen leap here, James, because it's not working on my system
Oh, I
either.
see. Okay. All right.
Okay, a good thing to watch if you can get there.
If you
So
can
as I
get it.
said, best short films dot discover dot film, and then backslash latest dash releases will find it for you. Okay, now one that is on YouTube and therefore will hopefully work. This is from Scarred Ghost, actually. The Ghost Towels blog turns 4 years old today.
Ah,
Um, this is the man himself at Scarred Ghost. And his blog turned 4 years old, so he's gone on video and he's congratulating himself and saying, "Here I am 4 years later." He's got quite a cool headset. I still wouldn't want to wear it, but it.
it looks like the Lenovo mixed reality headset.
The which one?
Lenovo?
Oh yes, yeah. Oh, could be. I like Lenovo. I don't know about the headset, but I like them as a company.
Yep.
Anyway, this is quite short, but I'm still not. It's 2.5 minutes, so I'm still not going to play it for you. So the Ghost Tales blog turns 4 years today. Let's celebrate. And yeah, the YouTube channel is Scar Ghost. SKARREDGHOST. Not the blog. You go to YouTube and then you look up the Scar Ghost actual channel there. I'm sure there's a link to it somewhere on the blog too. But um, all right, sorry, let me dispose of some of these things I've got clustering up the place here. Right. Um, okay, one more here. We're over in Slack. Metaverse, multiplayer VR, and the internet's next evolution. Well, oh yes, this is the YouTube channel of a company called Games for Change. They do cover virtual worlds and stuff over and beyond games. What they're actually discussing here is about 8.5 minutes of it, basically. They're looking at the actual metaverse, multiplayer virtual reality, and the next evolution of the internet. Right. Just moving down here. Games for Change. Three separate words here is the name of their account, and this again is at YouTube. And yeah, a young chap there, but quite, well, very well informed. But I'm not going to play it all for you, so tough. I'll let you do some work for yourselves out there. Yes, I am. Right, okay, then that seems to be it. We've done the pictures, we've done the videos, we've done Metaworld News, and we've
Hmm.
done the Malburns feed, and I think I've exhausted myself. Gosh golly, I didn't even have to run to the bathroom once, despite the copious amounts of coffee I drank. But you don't want to know that, do
Uh,
you?
sure. I mean, behind the scenes, the privileged perspective. Sure. That's
Yeah.
probably the reason I like the VR download by the Upload Video editors,
Oh,
Upload VR,
yeah.
because I just like the metaphor they use for their program, which is a stage and a virtual screen, and it's kind of what we're doing here. So
Yeah.
I feel some sympathy.
So we got a lot more, we got a bit more detail below the waist, but we're not showing that either.
Right, right. But that's okay.
Yes, it just so happens that in Sunstar we're kind of we can't get the cameras below the waist. Well, not easily. Uh,
Right.
Not as much to show there anyway. He says humbly.
Right.
Right.
There's pants and shoes. Right.
Yeah, no need for censorship. Put it that way.
Right.
Right. Oh, I bet Linda Loves must at one point must have thought, oh, wouldn't it have been good if we just cut everybody off at the waist?
It's still
then
an
they,
interesting choice.
they could have avoided all that scandal, all those scandalous posts about happenings in Second Life back in the early days.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it didn't happen. Actually, all the below the waist stuff. And then many, I don't know how many people know this, but it was largely the fault of the teen grid, which doesn't exist anymore. But the teen grid sort of avatars has slightly less to them than the adult grid avatars.
Oh, okay.
And the people, the teens on the teen grid actually found that the only way out of this dilemma was to create wearables to put in position.
Oh, right, right. Yep.
And that actually has subsequently become a thing in the main Second Life grid. You simply create wearables which are actually anatomy.
Right,
Anyway,
right.
we won't. We'll leave that there. Just a little anecdote.
People are gonna do what they're gonna do.
People are going to do what they're going to do. Yeah,
That's right.
exactly. So, and if they can't do it, they're going to find a way.
Right, right,
Which is a sad thing to say in this day and age. I mean, I don't know what to make of the fact, people are told they can't go out, they can't hold parties, they can't do that. So what are they going to do? They're going to go and do it. Um, and now we wonder why we're above the one figure again. Who
mm,
knows? Who
mhm,
knows? Don't know
mhm.
what's going on. Yeah, we tell people to go to 14-day quarantine and coming back from France, and on the same day we we open a whole load of things to the public again. which sound like an invitation to spread it. But never mind, never mind. Anyway, back to the links. Or well, the show's over, as it were. But any thoughts, James, on the various things we looked at there?
No, the my comment about Upload VR would be my thought for today.
Right.
I like the
Yeah.
style of program. Yep.
The start of that
And
program.
if we could get
Yeah.
our hands to move here, that would be even better.
It would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because got having lip flap, having hand flap as well would be.
All right.
It wouldn't matter that we can't see under the
Which is
table.
why I like Upload VR because Kyle, who's running the show, he's got a
Yeah.
headset on and he's reading his script and minutes and notes, everything inside the headset. And so,
Inside the headset and
right, so
flapping it. Yeah.
he's in the environment
I'm
conducting the
surprised he
show.
hasn't got a head. The lender. That's what another show's about an hour or something. I'm surprised he hasn't got a headache, buddy. Halfway through that, I mean, I couldn't do. I couldn't wear a headset for the length of the whole show.
No, no,
But then again, I'm old and beyond it all. And,
right. It depends if you're
yeah,
engaged. The headset
and
gets tired, but if I'm playing Half-Life Alex, I'll be in there for 2 hours.
uh, it's just I become very conscious of the weight and the
Right,
claustrophobia of
right.
these things. But
Indeed.
that's not new. I get it with audio headphones, and actually, to be honest, I even get it with wearing put glasses on.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for any excuse to take them off again. My body does not like things on it, including clothes half the time. I, I'm just like an animal. I want to be out there
That's
in
right.
the bush, going through my experiences. Thank you. Just dipping into the headsets if necessary, I suppose.
Well, I believe the
Anyway,
UK has some good naturalist organizations. So
oh
naturists. Yeah.
yes, yes, I've been. Well, shouldn't I? Yeah, I've been to a couple of those a long time ago. Not too averse to
Right.
that.
Right.
As long as it's summer,
Mm-hmm.
they're not too hot in winter, quite literally.
No. No.
They're actually, to be honest, it would have been good about a week ago. We were still, we're
So
nearly
hot.
100. We were getting nearly 100 degrees, but
Uh,
actually, it was too hot to go out.
mm-hmm.
Actually, conversely, we think summer's coming. Oh, we'll go out now and spread our germs or our viruses. But actually, that we had a couple of days where it was literally too hot to stand.
Right. Right.
I actually was seriously worried for a while that I was just going to faint and never wake up again. But I think it's going to become a bit more common now. So it's all down to hopefully the fan is strong enough to give me a bit of a breeze.
Right. Right.
Uh, anyway, I think that's it for this week. We've all had our say. So I shall say goodbye on your behalf.
And I don't know what I'll do for your behalf.
Well, you can say goodbye on my
I'll
behalf
say
if you want.
goodbye for your on your behalf.
Yeah. So we'll each say goodbye to you simultaneously on behalf of each other. In other words, we will say goodbye for this week, but we will be back and next week, same time, same place, for the whole bundle of more news, as it were. So, yeah, it's a wrap for this week. We will see you then. Keep safe, everybody, and stay indoors if you can. I'm sure you may think you can go out, but I don't advise. Stay safe. Stay safe
Right.
is what we mean, and do remember that winter is coming, as they said on Game of Thrones, which may
Oh
turn everything
my.
upside down yet
Right.
again.
Right.
But never, there we are. Never, never. But it never really happened, did it? The last season of Game of Thrones was such a disaster that it never ended.
Right.
And apparently, oh, what's his name? Oh, I was George Martin. That's it. Yeah, I was watching him on video the other day on YouTube somewhere, rabbiting on, wearing a funny old top hat and
Mm,
talking about the future.
yep.
Um, I don't think he's ever going to finish the books. Apparently he's no closer to finishing the actual books, let alone the TV series, than he was when the TV series ended. So go figure.
All right.
Anyway, that's another story. That's
Another
another
rabbit hole.
story.
Right.
That's down to science fiction. I and Maria Kovalov will be doing some video interviewee type things fairly shortly. We were not as avatars, actually, as real Zoom call kind of things with science fiction authors. So I don't know if George Martin is going to be one of them, but Science fiction authors talking about the real future. If that sounds plausible, we shall see. Okay, so bye for now, as I said, and we'll see you all next week.